are you, John?
You're fantastic. Thank you.
I am wonderful. I can't see how many people are watching, so we're just going to run this like a regular.
637 million.
Heck yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's one less than last time, but that's all right.
They'll join in. They're just running late. Yes.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
My
yes.
wife hasn't logged in yet. That's what it is. So we met through JD and the guys at Chumming with the Spirits. How did you guys meet them, Raven?
Well, so we actually did our very first Paracon this year. It feels like way more than a year ago. It feels like forever ago. And I tell them that a lot, actually. But that was in February of this year. It was the Kansas City Paracon. And Dave, or actually, the OG, the OG came over and introduced himself. I know, I can't believe I said it. He came over and introduced himself to us and like was very like just I mean he's just an amazing guy anyway, but very friendly and very like much wanting to get to know us. Even bought a shirt from us, which was just great. But and then we were able to meet the rest of the guys as well, you know, and it kind of took off from there. Like we stayed in contact with them. I know we really wanted to work with them and do like a collaboration, and it really went from that from us just being like, hey, let's do a collab. Or it's like, you know, when you meet a friend and you're like, hey, let's do coffee, and then you never do coffee, except for this worked the opposite way. Like where we actually like are really good friends now, and we've done the Sally House with them twice. We went to their event that they had in Kansas a couple weeks ago, for their big old celebration that they were throwing. Yeah, we're doing more things with them coming up too. So like it just kind of went from that to this, and it feels like we've known them for a really long time. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You know, I'm texting them guys every day. You know,
Yeah.
we're just like friends from high school. But so, how did you guys get started as a group, Gabriel?
As in Dark Woods, or
Yeah, as in Darkwoods.
well, we actually worked at the same place, and I was contemplating. It was just in the fetal stage. We were going to. I wanted to do a paranormal podcast, and I ran into this short Irish chick, you know, with red hair, and she was kind of mouthy and little badassery. So I said, listen, I heard you do true crimes, and she goes, I do. I'm like, listen, I'm interested in getting started. So we had coffee, we sat down, and she told me all the in and outs, and then I did exactly the opposite. And then I asked her, I said, listen, you want to join? And she goes, well, you have a wonderful personality. She goes, but you're a little crazy. She goes, I'm in. And that's how it happened.
We've been friends ever since.
Well, that's misleading.
Yeah,
We
right.
don't even like each other. I mean,
No,
off stage, we're yelling. She throws things. I don't know, man. I just try to stay out of the way, and then
throw rocks like Bigfoot.
yes,
Are you guys married?
we are not.
Yeah.
We are not. But you know, it's we're coming up on our year anniversary. We're actually going to be in Eureka Springs. Are you? Have you been to Eureka Springs of Zombie Crawl at all yet?
I have not. I'm
Oh,
in
it's
Indiana.
fantastic. You've been what?
I live in Indiana. But I
Indiana.
know what you're talking about.
We're in Wisconsin, so it's a drive for us too. But
Oh, okay.
that's where we launched our podcast. So we're going there the 24th, I believe, and that'll be our 1 year anniversary. But the highlights, I think, doing the podcast is actually meeting people like you, John.
I agree. I
Yeah,
think that has been the coolest part of starting the podcast is all the
it is.
people that I meet. As
Mhm.
much as I love hearing the encounters and things like that,
Mhm.
it's this kind of stuff. JD's in here watching right now. He commented, said hello, friends.
Love
Um,
that man. I honestly love that man. Like I said, meeting people like you and chumming with the spirits, we have yet to have a negative experience when it comes to an interaction of somebody that's doing a podcast. And to me, it's unique because in most fields, people are competitive. In this field, people are welcoming and helping. And especially with chumming with the spirits, you know, we didn't know a whole lot, and we were blessed to meet these guys, including you. Thank you.
yeah, Yeah. JD has been a big help to me. We all help each other, and that's I agree with you. I think that is the biggest surprise going into podcasting
Right.
is the amount of people who are willing to say, "Hey, this is how you do this." You know, you're struggling with this. Let me give you a little bit of advice.
Mm.
Maybe do this with your video. Maybe do this with your audio. I love it because I don't know about you guys. I had no idea what I was doing whenever I started. I just
Clueless.
put up a camera and a microphone and started talking. You know.
Crappy audio, crappy video, but I think that's the best part of it is, I mean, with all the people we met, all the groups, there's been no negative. Everyone's like, "Hey, you should try this," or "Hey, we use this," and
Yeah.
everybody's been really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. And meeting Becca too. Yes.
Yeah,
The lovely Mrs.
absolutely.
Fike. Um,
Yes.
yeah, JD has actually come up here to our hometown and we hung out a couple times. So we actually did a live at the bar. And then I spent like 3 hours in a hotel room with him. Yeah,
And
my
nobody
wife
says anything. Everything got quiet. Did you notice that?
I was thinking that.
We're all looking around like, somebody say something about that. No, he's
Well,
a
and
good
not
man.
only did my wife drop me off at a hotel room to meet up with a strange man,
I've heard
there
this
were
story.
cameras and stuff involved. So
He sold you, my brother. That's what happened. He rented you out.
You're saying there's no money? Wait, there's no money involved in this? What?
no,
You-
no, I thought there was going to be. He stiffed me.
Like, she's like, here, take him for a while. No questions asked.
That's amazing.
Is that Chris Madman Goins? Chris, what's going on? We were just talking about you. Chris is in the chat on YouTube. He
Chris.
is the creator of that.
Oh, hi, Chris.
My logo and the co-host of Nevermore Hollows.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah. So enough about JD. His head's big enough.
Everything, yeah, no kidding. We always go back to him.
But so you guys do kind of a little bit of a mixture of the paranormal and true crime. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. This is something we just started. I think part of that was because Gabriel over there knows that not only do I love paranormal, but I am a huge true crime person. I had a true crime podcast before I started doing this podcast with him, so it's been something I've been really passionate about. Actually, I grew up on nothing but true crime. I always said like when people are watching Full House and although those like TGIF shows, I don't know if you remember any of those, John, but I was watching Dateline and Law and Order when I was a kid. Like that's what I grew up on. That and Unsolved Mysteries and X Files. So
If I could
I think
piggyback on that, one of our first conversations is when I was talking to her, and she goes, "I love true crime." So I'm like, "Oh, the psychological aspect." She goes, "No, kill people and get away with it." I thought, okay, no, it happened. So this woman knows how to kill people 10 million different ways and get away with it. And she's all happy and talking about this. And I'm thinking, there are people around us. you gotta not say that loudly.
He does know my.
I've watched enough true crime stuff to realize that's the signs of a psychopath.
And it's true.
Thank you. He always, what any chance he can throw me under the bus, he'll do it.
No. See, I'm a non-violent guy. I don't throw. I just gently lay down and then run the bus over because I can explain she tripped that way. If I threw her, then there's physical evidence. She's taught me that, by the way.
I probably did. I probably did teach you that.
And something about dumping bodies in Lake Superior because it's really cold and they don't float. And conversations is like that is why when we have to drive long distances, we ride separately.
You're the one with the pigs. You have the pigs.
I do. Another thing, she goes, "Hey, listen, I need you to have pigs." I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "You can't ask questions. Just do it." I said, "Okay."
Even though they can eat the body, they can't digest the teeth. So just keep that in mind.
So there, see, not the only one. John's got some knowledge too.
So what kind of like, I consider paranormal anything outside of conventional science. So I get into mainly cryptids, but also ghosts and UFOs, strange things like that. Um, what is your guys' wheelhouse as far as the paranormal goes?
Ooh.
That's a good question, John. That's really good. So we actually have different styles. When we do our own podcasts, when we're not lives, we actually just do them ourselves, and then we talk about them later. Mine, I know Missy has a different one. Mine is more the psychology of fear. I love the Mandela effect. I like aliens, cryptozoology, anything that has to do with the mind. To me, the mind is fascinating because one person can see one thing and experience something completely different than somebody else. And that's the aspect that I like about it.
Raven?
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of. I like to touch on everything, but I love like I guess everything, but like spirits for sure. Anything that has something to do with like experiences in that realm, or like I know one of my favorite things that we do together too is like actually go into places and do our own research and our own paranormal investigating. Like I love that part of it. Like for me, I just really love to go in and and see what I don't know, see what we can find. To me, like that investigation part is really a thing for me. So
To me, also, it's meeting people that has had experiences. We were just checking into. Why don't you tell a story, Raven? About we checked into a VRBO and Sally House. We ended up in some dude's basement, no questions asked. Right? Could have been.
you're bringing this up because of the basement
It was
thing.
cool. He's like, "Yeah, my house is haunted. Do you want to check out my coffins in the basement?" And we're like, "Yeah, go ahead and tell the story. Raven's great."
No, it didn't. It
There's no
didn't start
story.
like that. It started with the fact that this guy who was checking us in, which we thought was kind of weird to begin with,
It's not true.
because
It's very possible we didn't know how to work a light bulb. We didn't know how to turn a faucet on. So no, he was very helpful. He was showing us how to flip a switch. Loved it.
yeah,
Explained to us how to turn hot, cold, turn it to hot, then a little bit cold, and then we were like, this is good to know. Showed us how to. The fridge is here, cupboards are there. You lock the door like this. I thought, yeah, I'm glad you're here, my friend, because personally, I was gonna start Googling. And then he goes, hey, what are you guys here for? And we're like, we're here to visit the Sally House. He's like, yeah, Sally House. My house is haunted. I'm just right across the street. Go ahead, Raven.
I think that's the third time he said that.
Yeah.
He literally was like, yeah, I have a haunted house. And you're thinking, okay, well, everybody, I mean, I shouldn't say everybody says that, but people will say that to you. I live in a haunted house.
Right.
Like they'll say, well, doors open, knocks, whatever it is. But no, this guy legit lived in a haunted house. We go over to his house because why not? He's like, you want to come into my house? We're like, yeah, of course we want to see this haunted house.
So I should interject. He didn't offer us candy. We did this willingly. If he offered candy, people could understand, right? But he's like, no, I got coffins. We're like, yeah, and a live raven. We're like, yeah, do that.
He didn't even tell us that part. That wasn't until we were in the house that we learned he had coffin.
That's right.
But you walk into this house. I mean, this house was like amazing, like something you'd see in a TV show. Just I want to say like 8-foot doors and everything's wood and it's just beautiful, like the whole place. But every single room of this because it was a mansion, it wasn't just a house, it was a mansion. Every room of this mansion had a haunted item in it because he ended up being a, I want to say like a haunted item collectible person. Like that's what he did. He collected, there were paintings from like the 1600s. There was, a huge table in the dining room that could seat 30 people that he wanted to throw a big old party for, with vials of his own blood in the same space. Like, yes,
think about it, right?
John's the face.
People come over to my house. I'm like, listen, here's my vials of blood right by my mantle. I thought that was normal, so I didn't think anything of that at all. I was like, yeah, you do. Why would?
At that point, I'm
Um,
just saying,
Yeah.
if he really does have vials of blood,
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Mhm.
I think it's time to find another Verbo.
No, we decided to go further
Worse,
into his house
worse.
because
Oh
we
my
think
God.
differently. Yeah. Yep.
Come into the basement, which we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Which we did, of
did.
course, willingly. We went into the basement. Later realizing that I didn't have my cell phone on me. It was in the car charging. No one at all knew where we were. No one. Like we went into this man, and I'm a true crime person. No, we did not check in with JD or the rest of Chumming with the Spirits, and we were running late because we were in this guy's random house.
That's exactly why we were in a random house.
Actually
The
true.
guy we just met that showed us around how to use a house. So yeah, naturally.
Yeah. And so we go
Wow.
into his basement, and
Okay.
he has legit caskets in the basement. There was actually a room that he would not even go near. That was used for the slaves that had been kept there.
Shackling
Because this
slaves.
house was,
Yeah. Yeah.
yep, and this house was so old that it was used as a well, yeah, they had slaves there at one point. The upstairs part of this house, I mean, I went a little backwards in the storytelling, but there was an upstairs room in the house that was locked, where all of these haunted items were. And like that room was the craziest room probably
You could
ever.
feel it as you open the door. You could literally
It was
feel the energy
insane.
getting sucked out of you, and this gust
Mhm.
of wind, literally, like you see in like Scooby Doo cartoons. He opens the door, and that's exactly what happened. And
Holy
my
cow.
my first thought, because I'm a gentleman first, is if I have to, I could pick up Raven and throw him at her. You throw him at her. Well, listen. It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. But she's got little legs. She's just gonna get in the way. If I have to run downstairs, I don't want to
You
trip
are
over her. It's a safety hazard. That's all.
Somebody has to get out and be able to tell the story.
Yeah, exactly. We had to meet Chumming. I mean, they're there. Pizza,
Priorities.
right? Yes.
Priorities.
Yes. She would have only gotten
No.
away. It's fine.
No, Jen, I know you haven't seen there was one episode where he was sacrificing me to Bigfoot too. So, and I'm so used to this at this point. He was going
For
to sacrifice
science.
me to Bigfoot
For
for science.
science.
And I said,
It's
listen,
all about
Gabriel, I
science.
understand. I'll take this one for the team. If it means that you're going to be successful in this, I will do it. I tell you.
Becca, I won't sacrifice you to Bigfoot. I promise.
But it was for science, John. Science.
The
It is for
podcast.
science, though.
Yes.
She says no.
Oh,
Once again, I should mention Raven Knight's like 3'2", right? So she really literally is a tripping hazard. So I look at it like
I'm
this,
5'2".
right? If
you.
I fall down the stairs, I could get hurt. If I just throw her at whatever's chasing me, I have a chance that I won't trip. So it's very logical if you think of it.
To be fair,
I mean,
would always
I
say
can see the logic.
Thank you.
I don't know if I would apply the logic.
He's still here though. I haven't applied it. The chance
true.
hasn't come up
Yet.
I'm just saying, if I need to, she could be a football for science to see if it slows down whatever's chasing me. I mean,
I'm
I'll
curious
miss
to
her
see if you
dearly,
actually throw
but
that far. Like I've never seen you throw anything ever. I'm
we
wondering
haven't been
now.
chased by Bigfoot yet, and we made it out of the basement.
We did make it out of the basement, and then we get to the car, and then I call JD and I say, "You will never believe where we just were.
And he said,
You'll
"That
never
was
believe the
stupid."
story."
JD said something about a raven.
Oh yes, it was the
Yep.
time that the guy actually had a raven in his house as well.
He did.
So I got to meet a raven.
I was under the impression that owning a raven was illegal.
We don't. He also had vials of blood, so I'm.
Right.
I'm
That's
just
true.
saying,
That's true.
in caskets. So
Yeah.
Caskets. We didn't look inside the caskets either.
No,
just
no,
so
we
you
did
know.
not. Now, we draw the lines. I mean, stranger's basement, yes. Looking in closets and caskets, no.
Did he sleep in the caskets?
It's a very big possibility. He
He did
claimed
say
to be
he was a vampire.
Yeah.
He was sleeping in those caskets.
Yeah,
Absolutely, he was.
there was one that
We
was kind of
could
laid
get them
out.
too.
It was clean around it. I'm assuming, if there's caskets that were gonna, I would lay in that one. So it seems logical.
Yeah,
Now I want to know if he slept in the caskets.
We can go back and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
you
Not
could. I
gonna
mean,
do it.
it's going to be in your history of where you stayed on Verbo.
But I should
Um,
mention he was really a decent, nice guy. He really was. Had a lot of good stories, and other than meaning chumming, it was actually a highlight because it's very. Once again, it's this field brings us to be able to meet people that you normally wouldn't meet, and this guy was genuinely a decent guy. He did a lot for the community. He had some hardships, which I think allowed him to spread out and try to help out other people. So it really was a blessing to meet him. We're very fortunate.
well, I'm sure he had a lot of stories because he's been around for 400 years because he's a vampire.
425. Yeah,
He looks good for his age,
he did. He was a good-looking vampire guy for 425 years old. Absolutely.
Well,
He was
Plus,
nice to
we still,
animals. He didn't kill us. So I mean,
yeah, I mean, that we know of.
yeah. Well,
We don't know.
did you
for
check
sure.
your neck for bite marks after you left?
no, we were just we were in a hurry to get to the Sally House, and we were both kind of disturbed. We actually did that. So
Right. So how was the Sally
To be-
House?
I was gonna say, to be fair, like after that experience, the Sally House was super active
Yeah.
that night. So we do still have the theory that something could have latched on from his house
Yeah.
and made the trip to the Sally House. And because we had really crazy experiences, I want to say, I mean, I think everybody else agreed that they were pretty intense experiences at the Sally House. So, I
Have you
mean,
guys
that could have
done,
helped.
done an episode yet about your experience there?
We did.
Okay.
Well,
So
we
we
have
can go ahead and talk about it if you want to.
yes. I haven't posted any of our evidence, like footage yet that we've
Okay.
gotten, but we did do some like recap episodes about it. So on our way, actually leaving, we did do an entire
Yeah, I
like,
watched
recap
that one. It was you guys were in the vehicle doing that one,
in the
right?
car. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there was so much. We just needed to do it right away. We needed to get it out and like talk about it, talk it through. So
it kind of
yeah,
set the bar really, really high to all the other
did for
places
anything
we've
else afterward.
been. Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat that day.
Yeah, anything that we do after now, we're like, yeah, it wasn't the
We're
Sally
like,
House.
no
Yeah.
caskets.
Mistress.
Whatever.
Gut Mistress, that's Patsy, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's
Is-
Patsy. Hi, Patsy.
Hi, Patsy. How are
Pretty
you?
sure that's who Gut Mistress is.
I think you're
But she
right.
says that, well, I forgot I can do this and put it on the stream. Said it was very active.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
forget
was.
what was going on that night. I was not able to watch the live. I don't remember what was going on. I had something going on. But yeah. So what do you guys have coming up?
Gabriel.
Usually tells me to shut up and don't talk so much. So I'm just sitting here, even though she can't throw anything at me, but eventually I have to run into her. So that's kind of relationship we have. It's based on fear.
I love that you're afraid of me, though. That makes me sound awesome.
Yeah. Well,
So I guess I can say it then. We have
don't say
Eureka
it.
Springs.
Oh, okay. Never
What?
mind. I don't know.
Well, okay. We're going back to Eureka Springs, like Gabriel said a little bit earlier,
Right.
for the zombie crawl, which
We are.
he kind of briefly mentioned, but Eureka Springs is like this super, I want to say small town, but by the end of the day at the zombie crawl, there's like 2,000 people head to head in this space, and everybody dresses up like zombies and does this amazing parade, and it's just this amazing experience. So we're gonna go back because that was where we launched our podcast. So we'll be there the 20th.
Absolutely.
Yep, sentimental. It was a good and the best German food ever. But
It really was. So we looked
We'll
up the
drive
German restaurant, and if it's not open, we're gonna cry. They're
Yeah,
gonna
we are.
ugly cry because there was a little old German, kind of crabby waitress. I really liked her. She was very stern on making sure we ate all our food. I was like, absolutely, ma'am. You know, whatever we gotta do. You know, it's true.
Wow. I've never had a waitress
So
be like my mom, like, you better clean your plate. There's starving kids in Africa.
I do believe she said, "Sir, there's a little bit left there." I was like, "Okay," boom, gone, right? Because she was just she was with the size of Raven, and I didn't want to upset her because I see what happens with Raven. So
it's true though. When we're short, we're a little spunkier. We have
have
to
to make
be.
up for it.
We
Yeah,
have to make up.
yeah.
Yeah, for the rest of it. Let's see. Then November 8th, and I don't remember the name of where it is or the convention we're going to, but we're doing a convention in Minnesota with Dave Schrader. Dave Schrader is going to be there, but I can't for the life of me right now remember what the name of the convention
JD
is.
can look it up and put it in the comments.
She
Yeah, JD,
so
look
when
it
she
up.
sends us our calendar, she literally wrote Dave Schrader event. I was like, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you
Dave
for all the
Schrader's going to be
details.
there. He'll be
Doesn't
saying-
tell me where. Just okay, but sure.
It's not in Boyd. I keep
Are
thinking
you
Boyd
sure
in
you're
my
not
head.
married?
Absolutely. No, we really don't like each other. This is how it really is. You know.
It depends on the day. Some days I like him, some days I don't. I don't know.
So it's gonna be one day, and then she goes, "Oh, by the way, it's 2 days." I was like, okay.
No,
I'm like,
that's
I'll
because
let work know. That's fine. Thank you. You know.
because Dave Schrader sent me sent me an email that just said it's actually 2 days now. And I was like, "Oh, do we need to do anything else?" And he said, "No, just stay. Just stay the extra day." And I was like, "Okay."
So
That's
she
awesome.
texts me and she goes, "Oh, by the way, it's gonna be 2 days. That's it. Not, oh, hey, congratulations, we're gonna do 2 days." It's like 2 days.
It's
And
2
then she
days.
sits there all smiley.
You don't read your
John,
text messages.
don't let her fool you, man.
I know better.
This
You'll ask
this
me.
is a
You'll
psychotic
ask me 10
face.
times.
She's smiling
Wait.
only because she knows I'm right. And everything she says, cute little thing. Oh no, sir. Mm-mm. Vicious.
Every time.
So
Yeah,
being
vicious. Well,
being
that's-
from Wisconsin,
Yes.
I'm assuming
We do carry cheese curds in our pockets if that's what you're gonna ask.
I
Yes.
wasn't going there,
Oh, well, never mind.
but I'm assuming that you've done Bray Road.
Mm.
No, we're sort of.
So listen, I gotta be honest with you. So she was hyping up this Bray Road thing. I'm like, yeah, it sounds cool, you know. And I'm driving there because I'm told what to do, and I just
We were
do
already
it.
in the
And then-
event.
And then so I'm driving and I'm on this road, and she goes, "Yeah, Beast of Bray Road," and I'm like, "Is it in between all the houses, the new development? Where is it exactly?" So there's this little stretch about the size of this, maybe
mile.
I don't know,
mile long.
6 feet long of a dirt road. I was like, "Yes,"
It's not
and then
even
there's
a
a
road.
highway in the back, and she goes, "Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't this awesome?" And I said,
I did not say
"I
that.
live in the country. I can come up with a better spot if we really need it." Yeah. And then she hits me and tells me to shut up, go sit in the car. And I was there, and then she just did some video stuff and Beast of Bray Road. I don't know.
No, that's
Yeah.
not true. We were at another
Absolutely.
event. We were in Appleton, doing an event with, oh gosh. Anyway, we were doing an event in Appleton, so we were at some conference for that, and it was close enough when we said, "Why not?" Like I've grown up listening to stuff about Bray Road. Like Chad Lewis, who's from Wisconsin, he's like one of the bigger paranormal investigators here. Like has always hyped up Bray Road, and so of course, knowing about it since I was a kid, we needed to go see Bray Road. We needed
Yeah.
to see it,
We needed
but
to.
it's like
I'm glad you
needed
did,
to.
by the way. That 6
I'm
feet
hoping
of
to
dirt
just
road with the trees and the highway rushing behind it, absolutely terrifying.
It wasn't even Bray Road. Bray
Road.
Road's not the dirt road part. The road is actually paved and it's like a mile long. And we were very disappointed in Bray Road.
Not the
Um,
6 feet of gravel with the 3 trees that looks
No, that
maybe
was like a
wooded.
little side road. That wasn't
Yeah.
even Bray Road. That was a side road that we went off on.
And I was like, "Wow, Raven, this is fantastic." And she goes, "You're
That being said,
talking."
we're going
I was
back
like,
on November 15th with Chumming with the Spirits.
No, it really was. There was something about that area. It is a little really unsettling. Beyond the car noise in the back. There was something weird about that the energy in that that place. There is kind of a kind of a weird sensation when you're in that area. So I can definitely see how something. I mean, there are wooded areas, the three trees. So it could definitely have been in some of those wooded areas, whatever the beast is.
Right. Right.
It could be definitely a dog or something with mange, or something like that is kind
Or
of
just a
the
neighbor's dog eating somebody's
kind of the
garbage. You know, possible.
Now, I've heard some other podcasts talk about Bray Road, and Bray Road gets all the hype, but
Right.
it was actually there's been other things that's happened in the general area. Like the original sighting was off of Bray Road, but there have
Mhm.
been, according to what I've heard, um, you know, in that in a larger area, there have actually been the same creature seen several times.
Well,
So
I'm in our podcast. I'm kind of the skeptic, right? I'm like, listen. So we went to the Sally house, and she's like, "You think this is haunted?" I'm like, "No." And then we had all this stuff happen.
Like,
So she loves to
yeah.
say, "Hey, by the way, is this haunted?" And if I say yes, she goes, "Oh, great, nothing's gonna happen." And if I say no, it comes really, really active. So, I don't even try anymore, John. I show up, I cry a little, trying to
This is
trying to cover
are
my
you
this
sure
is
bruises
you're
and
not
very
try.
married?
true.
What's that?
Are you sure you're not married?
Yeah.
No, but this is actually 100% true because we went into the Sally house and Gabriel's like, there's no way. We're just gonna sit here. There's nothing. Like, it's not haunted. Like, we did the initial walkthrough of it. We're like, okay, we don't
Their
feel
chum
anything.
literally fell asleep on the couch, and he's scared of
Yeah.
spiders. Legitly,
He's
love the
scared of
man,
spiders.
but he fell asleep on the couch. So I'm like, there ain't nothing. This is Grandma's house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
And
the
then
guys from Chumming with the Spirits were saying during their episode, that you walk in and it just feels like like you said, walked into grandma's house, and like
Until
there's
it's
no way
not,
this place could be haunted.
right?
yeah. And then on the opposite end of it, we went to a lighthouse that we did an investigation at in Michigan. And we went in there and we're like, okay, we had some feelings when we went in there initially. We're like, okay, this place definitely has something. And then there was a storm that was brewing outside. And we're like, okay, like this is going to be a night, you know? And Gabriel's like, oh, yeah, this is haunted. Like, we're definitely going to get something out of this. Like,
Right,
this is what he's
right.
saying before we went in there. We went to do
True.
our investigation and nothing,
Yep,
nothing.
nothing.
And I'm like, come on. Maybe
Well,
you need to stop saying that, Gabriel.
I mean, ghost
Yeah,
hunting
it was interesting. I
and
mean,
Bigfoot investigating, and looking for UFOs, all of this stuff is like fishing. You know,
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go into a place that you read all these reports. There could be poltergeist activity, and people coming out possessed, and then you go there and you stub your toe. I mean, that's the highlight of your evening. So,
but I
and a lot of
also
people
think,
don't realize that it is like fishing, because they watch Ghost Adventures and shows like that, where every place they step into is haunted and demonic and everything else. So the people think that, well, all we got to do is get this spirit box and everything's just going to be just like on the shows, and it's not. It's
Hmm.
not.
but isn't that proof by itself though? So if you have the exact same area and everything's kind of normal, and then some days things happen, some days they don't, that by itself is paranormal, right?
Right.
So I mean, if the same thing happened all the time, I think that'd be evidence that nothing's paranormal about it. But because some environments do change on their own and people do experience different activities, I think that by itself is evidence.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, um, what would be the your dream location to go investigate, Gabriel?
Well, OG and the rest of the boys from Trimming the Spirits, along with our guinea pig Raven Knight, will be going to Transylvania someday. So if we see a vampire, right, she's got about 3 or 4 ounces of blood. It'll give us at least a couple. So my dream location is would be like Transylvania, something really old and really historic. And I think just the beauty painted by the hand of God in that area would be phenomenal to see.
Yeah. How about you, Raven?
Oh, well, I love that answer. I knew that's the answer he was going to go with, actually, when you said that. Oh, I know exactly what his answer is. Gosh, I have a couple, but I think Villisca, the Villisca, because again, I am a true crime person, so like the history of that location,
Mhm.
even with whatever controversy might come with it, but just going into that space, I think would be really interesting. But I'm also really would love to see the Winchester Mystery House,
Oh,
like
wow. Yeah.
that place. I think just, and it doesn't even have to be an investigation, just to be in that house, I think would be something, because I've always been interested in like what caused her to make the house the way it is. So I think that would be really cool. And then I'm also going to say the Stanley Hotel, because I've been in the Stanley Hotel, but I've never investigated it. And if we could just do a private investigation, not one of those group ones, like a private one, I would love that. Even
Right.
though, I mean, Stephen King could have definitely just made up that whole thing, but it's fine. I would
Well,
love to
it,
see
it was inspired. He didn't say it had the events actually happened. He said it
it
was
was
inspired.
inspired. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, one of my favorite movies was The Shining. So
Good movie. It
Yeah.
is a good movie. So we've been doing this for about 40 minutes. We're out there. Oh no, it's 37 minutes.
37.01.
Yes.
Helping you
I misread it at first. I thought
Yeah.
it said 39 and it said 36. Now I lost my train of thought. Boy, I'm a great host, you know.
No, you're doing great.
Maybe I should have taken some notes beforehand.
No.
you did great.
So, I know where I was going. We've talked a lot about, you know, haunted locations. We did talk a little bit about Bray Road. Well, have you ever thought about going to Land Between the Lakes?
I've never heard of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to lie and say, yeah, that's on our bucket list. We're going there on Tuesday.
JD, I am ashamed. I am ashamed of JD.
I
So am
feel
I.
like I know
How
this, but
dare he let us down?
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, Land Between the Lakes is a national park that runs between Kentucky and Tennessee. It was formed when they dammed up
We're going
two
right now.
rivers,
Yeah.
and they moved all these people out, you know,
Yeah,
for
I've
eminent
actually been
domain.
there. I've been there. I thought it was called Lake something else, Lake Cumberland.
No, it's not Lake Cumberland.
I've actually been that location. My family and I actually went on
It's just a good mention
vacation to Kentucky, and I remember watching Josh Gates, and he was doing an episode on a lake that that was over a town. They just moved a town out, and there was still some graveyards and stuff. And I was actually at that lake, and I can tell you that area does definitely. There's something about it. There's resistance about it. You're just standing there and you're looking over this beauty, even though you know it's man-made, yet there's an eeriness about it. So I've actually been to that location. I didn't know it was called Land, whatever.
Land Between the Lakes.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it's called, but I've actually been there. It's an eerie location. I have an episode in the works on that.
Yeah, so that area is known as a cryptid hotspot, UFO hotspot, and a ghost hotspot. People talk about seeing um, Civil War soldiers,
Oh wow.
the ghosts of them, you know, marching through the area. People have reported, and it's not far from Hopkinsville,
Okay.
like the Hopkinsville goblins.
Okay.
Have you heard
Well,
of
I'm on
that?
my way right now.
Because
Just so
I'm
you
pretty
know.
sure JD just did an episode on that.
The
No,
goblins.
once again, I think we can say he let us down. So
He did.
shame on you, sir.
Shame on
We love
him.
you, though.
My God.
Yeah, it's cool.
We were talking him up at
Indeed.
the beginning, and now it's just as we've just proven he's not as good as we thought he was. I don't know. I was trying to.
He's like, I can only do so much with you guys, you know?
He's always just rolling his eyes at us.
I don't know how that shows up when I put that up there. Is it all blocky?
Yeah, it's
It's like a
blocky. It's
I
big
don't
fine.
like
orange
that.
block.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that.
I didn't even know you could do that though.
I
So
just figured it out. That's the first time I've done it too, is during this live
I love
because
this.
yeah, and we're all learning here. We're all learning.
We are.
we are.
So everybody
When I
that's
first
watching now, here in just a few minutes, we are going to stop this live, and we're going to take a short break. And they went hunting. They went UFO hunting in a graveyard.
We did actually. Not yes,
Start watching.
on
Start
UFO
watching.
days, we most certainly did. We confiscated a
Sergio and I had
graveyard,
too much
and
fun.
we were UFO watching. That happened. Yes.
It
Okay.
did happen.
Yeah, it happened.
But yes, we are going to get ready and we're going to shut this live down. We're going to take like a 15-minute break, and then we're going to come back, but we're going to be on your guys' platforms. So before we do
That's
that,
right.
why don't you tell everybody where they can find you guys?
Okay. Well, when we do our lives, you can find us on our YouTube. So that's under Darkwoods Paranormal. But when we're not doing a live and you just want to watch, because we'll have the lives on the YouTube, and then we'll actually take the audio from that and post all of the audio to all of our other platforms. So like Spotify, iHeartRadio, any of our. So we'll do an audio version of this as well, which will be out on all of those platforms. So that's kind of how that works.
Well, visit us on darkwoodsparanormal.com, and
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
we have a link live to our lives and our YouTube channel as we go live. So darkwoodsparanormal.com.
Yep, and then you just click that, and it'll take you right to where you need to be. So
Yeah,
Awesome.
click that. There's actually a box that says click here, but click that. It's fine.
there's a box.
Yeah.
I made the box.
Right.
I made the box.
Oh, just go ahead and click around. You'll find it. It's fine.
Well, Gabriel and Raven, I really do appreciate you coming in to my live tonight. This episode will be up here in just a few minutes after we get done on YouTube. And then I'm going to upload it also to Spotify and the rest of the podcast players. So
Awesome.
if you want to see us continue our conversation and we switch gears and they're going to interview me, head over
Yeah.
to Darkwoods Paranormal and we'll see you over there.
Thank you for having us, John.
Hey, no
Yeah,
problem.
Jim,
We'll do it
that's-
again.
Absolutely.
Oh, like in a few minutes?
And like in a few minutes. That's right. All right, guys. Thank everybody for watching and head over to Darkwoods and we'll continue the conversation.
We'll see you
Talk
soon.
to you later.